Let me tell you of a place, my son, that flows into the rising sun, a river that runs through me and you. As you grow to tell the tale of the mighty she and the people there that love.
Hi, Miramichi. We are in the craftsman shop of a mighty craftsman here in the Miramichi. We're on the junction of the Miramichi and the Renous rivers. We're here with Ian Craig. Hi, Ian. How you doing?
How you doing?
We're in a shop where he makes world-renowned Craig guitars right here on the Miramichi. Ian, tell us a little bit about how you got into making guitars and about your early career, maybe how you moved to Canada and how you eventually moved to Miramichi.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gone back a while now.
Yeah.
I'm 65 in another month. But way back when I was in school, I used to love folk singing, so I used to go to the folk club. And anyway, I bought a guitar, and like everything else, it had a nice brown top on it. And I thought, well, I'll scrape that brown top off and get down to the nice wood look.
Yeah.
But not realizing that it was a plywood top with only a paper-thin plywood coating on it.
Not your standards.
Not my standards, so I rubbed through it. So eventually I ordered from Clifford Essex in London, England, a new top, what I thought would be a top for a guitar. So anyway, my mum said, I was at the post office today, and anyway, there was something for you, and I picked it up, but somebody had stole what was in it. It's 2 pieces of orange box. It looks like a crate wood. And whatever was in it, they've stole it. And anyway, I got it home, and I got a hold of Clifford Essex, and they said, that is the top, the 2 pieces of wood. So I had to make it. So I sat in my bedroom with a knife, a chisel, and a little saw, and I made the top of the guitar, and that was when I was 16 years of age. So that was my first love.
And you learned how to play it eventually?
I learned how to play, and went to the folk club and toured Scotland doing folk singing. My love for guitars is, it's been exploited with the number of guitars I've had in my life, I guess. But I got to the point when and then I moved from when I was in my early 20s to Canada my sister was here to make a better life and all that stuff. So I came here and I was in commerce, I was in flooring, and I was in that for practically all my livelihood. But during that time I was a director in the company, and I thought, well, I need something to get my mind off all this.
How was flooring?
Paperwork, yes, flooring. So I saw this advert for Mike Schreiner, who's a lute maker in Toronto, that he was having students. So I went down, and he said, he says, Tuesday nights from 6 o'clock till 10, 4 hours, we build instruments. So I thought, okay, I need this. So I got into that, and it was a total mind relaxer. I got into it, and I learned to build through Mike Schreiner. And I had 3 children at the time, young children, and of course couldn't do too much building with them.
No, that's true.
So once they got up a little bit, I started exploiting and building and finding what was right and what was wrong. So I did that, and eventually I started building instruments that played and worked. And so I got to that point in my life, which was only going back, maybe we're 5 years come June down in the Miramichi. I decided at the age of 60, I gave my partners recognition that I'm out of here in 18 months. I'm going to the Miramichi, and one person said to me, what company is that?
Oh, it's a great company.
So I said, no, this is the place. I'm going down. I'm going to retire down there. And anyway, I want you to sell my shares. And so anyway, I was building guitars. At that point, my name was getting out there up in Ontario and US, and I was building guitars. They were going every place, put it that way, when I could do them. And so when I came down here, I said, okay, I'm gonna take my time down here, and whatever comes in. And really, it's been expanding the number of people that phone me up from all over the place saying, I just heard one of your guitars. And I'm talking about from the lower US, Florida, even in Czechoslovakia. J.P. Cormier, he had my guitars 10 months. He was in Japan and Scotland, and There's all kind of players here, even in New Brunswick, that are really astounding players that play them, and that's a nice thing for me. I get the satisfaction of hearing it before it goes out, and then I get, as I say, I bring them in every so often, and I get to put my hands on them again.
So the instruments come home, and they get Papa to check them over and make sure they're doing okay, and they send them back out in the world.
Yeah, because everybody looks after things to different degrees, and instruments have to be looked after.
Absolutely. And like some people have guitars, some people own guitars. I own several guitars.
Yeah.
I love to play them, but these are just more than that. These are instruments. These are precision instruments that are made to last a lifetime, and are made of the best quality woods and ingredients that money can buy. Really.
That's right. I have woods right here in the rack here. I have woods here that are between 500 and 700 years old, Brazilian.
Wow. And
this is designated by the color and by the actual, as you can see, the orange, the orange and black striping in this wood.
Yes.
Now this is jacaranda is its name, but Brazilian rosewood, which is on the endangered list since 1969. So this wood here was brought into New York by Rodriguez, who's the name of the guy. There's only two can sell this in the world. And anyway, the thing about this wood, why did we build guitars with it? If you can listen to this.
Wow. I'm not sure if the folks at home can hear, but it's really a true rich ring to that. It's awesome.
And that's why, from woods that are this expensive all the way down the line, there's no compromise even on the lesser expensive woods. The mahoganies that are good, the Honduras mahogany, which is endangered as well. So there's no compromise, and even with a guitar that has lesser woods, it still has the same amount of hours to build it.
That's right.
And it still has to be right when I'm putting it together. There's no, I don't have $500,000 and $1 million to buy CNC machines to stick a block of wood in and out pops a whole neck.
But you can say Craig guitars are handmade.
Handmade.
From bridge to bridge, and it's really a labor of love for you, is it not?
Well, people come in here and say, how do you have the patience to do this?
Yes.
Especially when I get to the inlay, I cut everything by jeweler's saw. It's all done by a blade on the saw. And it's between 0.6 and a 0.3 blade, which is barely the thickness of your hair. And they watch me cutting this and they think, how can you do that? How can you have the patience? But, you have to. I don't have a machine to cut this stuff, so.
No, the inlay work is, just fascinating, and I just, I can't even begin to fathom having that sort of patience to do that work, but it's really nice to be in the shop of a true craftsman, and
Thank you.
We're glad you're doing your work right here on the Mary Machine.
Oh, I love it down here. The people, I have such response, I have had such response from the people in the town, from Newcastle through Chatham and all over the place. Right up through this guitar over here is from Trout Brook. Mel Ward and Don Savoy next door. I have a lad that lives. He has 5 of my guitars.
Wow. From
8 years ago, he started. Him and his lad have. Him and Ron, young Ron, have. They have 5 Craig guitars. So that is. So I get to see them more than most people see their kids.
So if somebody out there watching now wanted to inquire about a Craig guitar, how would they do that?
Well, the easiest thing is to give us a call on the phone. Right now, I'm not into the computer that much. I really don't want to get into the production line thing. I want to.
This is still very much a hobby for you, really.
It's a hobby. I'm a semi-retired person.
But top quality craftsman as well.
But yes, they can give me a call at Craig Guitars, which is 506-622-5045. That's my number. Or Ian Craig at nb.simpatico.ca. a sustain out of it.
Oh.
And that's the whole thing about it. You try to get it so that when you hit the note, it's there.
Just solid.
Well, Ian, thank you very much for having us in today.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You know, sit back and play some guitars. Maybe take a chisel this guy.
Take a chisel.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Tell
Thank
the
you.
tale of the mighty she and the people there that love the place that I call home. Giver, you're on the river. Giver, you're on the river.